Now here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to close your eyes and drop these as they go back into your frontal lobe. And I'd like you to imagine a time when you were drawing and listening to music. And I'd like you to imagine a time when you were drawing and listening to music and you were in the zone. So your creativity is flowing and your skill sets are focused and the drawing is coming along beautifully. You got it? Now I'd like you to imagine the feeling you have as that happens. And I'd like you to notice that feeling, that letting go and letting it flow. You got it? Now as you do that, I'd like you to press this finger and this thumb together. And I'd like you to tell yourself that as you press, that feeling of creativity, joy, music, being in the zone while you're drawing increases. And notice as you press that, allow that feeling to get stronger and stronger and stronger right there. And really feel that sensation. Got it? Make it stronger in your mind's eye, as if you could really feel it. That's right. Stop pressing. Stop pressing. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Think of another time you were drawing and you were in the zone. Got it? Now feel those feelings and press. Tell yourself as you press, those feelings get stronger right there. Even stronger. That's right. And as you breathe in deep, let that feeling increase. That's right. You feel that? Right there. Even stronger. Stop pressing. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Think of another time you were in the zone while drawing. Feel the feeling. Breathe it in. And press. Right there. And feel that. Tell yourself when you press that, that anchors a trigger. So that as you press, that feeling gets stronger. That's right. Really feel it. Stop pressing. Open your eyes. Okay. You feel this? You feel the difference? Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to practice that just a couple times on your own. First, I want you to breathe in, and as you breathe out, close your eyes and press that. And then breathe in that feeling and really feel it. Okay? And let that sensation come through you and flow. That's right. Now, anytime you wish, you can use this. So as you sit down to draw, you can breathe in and fire this trigger and feel that sensation as you sit down. And here's an interesting thing. When you are seated, my English are good, when you're seated, ready to draw, and you pick up your pen or pencil or drawing instruments, as your finger and thumb touch the pen, pencil, or drawing instruments, that same feeling comes through you. That same feeling. Anytime you are seated to draw, pen, pencil, drawing instruments, whatever you use at that moment for the act of drawing, that feeling comes through you. And as you breathe in deep, you can feel that feeling increase. It's as if you're feeling the zone wash through you. And it's the same feeling so many artists have had in the past, where suddenly all around you, fades to background, and you are in the moment. And it's no longer as if you are consciously controlling the pen. It is the moment controlling the act of drawing. And you find you are freer, you are more creative, and your technical skills improve remarkably so. Is that all right with you? And tell yourself that this is a permanent part of who you are. In fact, you can imagine as if there's a dial right here in that frontal lobe. And with each number I turn, that sensation becomes 10 times stronger. And at the number 5, it becomes a permanent part of who you are. 1, even stronger. 2, allowing the suggestion to become a part of you. 3, that trigger becoming a powerful tool for you to use. 4, more effectively and reliably controlling your state and allowing yourself to step aside and become in the zone. At the next number, that becomes a permanent part of who you are. Is that all right with you? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Feel as if doors are opening where other doors shut. Locks unlocked. Your creativity open and your control so much more powerfully. An unconscious act of being in the zone. And notice that joyful feeling getting stronger and stronger and stronger right there, so powerfully. And stop pressing. 1, coming back to the here and now. 2, stretching. And 3, eyes open, feeling, oh, that was interesting. How do you feel when you do that? You were pressing hard. She's like, I have bruised my finger. Wow. You feel that? Now, this is basically, you know Pavlov and his dog, right? Really Canadian education. The scientist too, he had the dogs, and he would bring out the food and ring a bell, and then, aha, and then they would salivate, right? And eventually he could just ring the bell, and they would salivate. That's what you're doing. You're your own dog and your own bell. You're conditioning yourself to respond a certain way reliably. See, the thing about creative artists and athletes is very similar, and that is they seek a mental and emotional state where they're in the zone, where they experience pure joy just at the act of doing. And at that act, all that practice they've had and all the skill rehearsal, it becomes an unconscious mastery, and it just flows through them. And it's as if time slows down and a joyful feeling comes through, but their skill sets are still there. So they're stepping aside and just letting it all flow. If you look at the TED Talks, there's a wonderful discussion on flow, but we mostly hear it called in the zone. But that's really what you're doing, is you're identifying the feelings you have when you're in the zone so that you can reliably condition yourself to have that feeling when you need it. Because the difference between great athletes and okay athletes, or great artists and okay artists, is their ability to reliably let themselves step aside and flow through. And that's what you're doing there. You're identifying your feelings. And so as you do that, you need to remember your response to the limit, which is an automatic response. And so we're not critically looking for it. We're allowing it to happen. We identify the feelings, and then we set ourselves up with our little ding, 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 so that we feel that. And then I asked you to break it off. I said, stop pressing, open your eyes. Because originally I asked you to think of a time, right? I don't want you pressing this and thinking at the same time. We're not conditioning a memory. We're conditioning a feeling. And so I asked you to break it off and then go back in and find another time you had the feelings. So we have feelings over time. That's Pavlov over time with his food and his bell. Okay? And eventually what happens is you no longer need the time that you had it because the feelings are automatic when you do that. You can do that with the feeling of being in the zone. Actually, this is a very common technique that many artists, performing artists and athletes use right before they go out. And they have to perform, and they want to sit down and do their work. They fire off their trigger so that they have that focus, and they do that. Other times you can use something like this, but use a different location. Don't use the same location to set the trigger. Is some people have, in Taiwan, it's extremely common. In Canada, probably not as common, but it's still fairly common, is the fear of public speaking. A lot of people don't like to give speeches. And so they learn to do this so that they have confidence when they come out, and it just overwhelms any previous steps. Practice that, okay? And take the response. And remember, if you had that little bit of stickiness, that's what you concentrate on. Not the fact that after a moment you broke it off. But that's feeling. Once you feel the stickiness, once you feel the zone, that's what you dive into. That's what you intensify. Okay? Everything else falls away. That's what you focus on. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Do that.